Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aline and this content is to help people get their shift together. In today's episode, I wanted to talk a little bit about what an awakening is exactly. So let's dig in. I can only talk from my own experience. So for me, an awakening could be described as a crack, an opening, an expansion. It's literally almost like something is cracking you open and coming through you. Another way one could describe an awakening is that it's almost a crumbling down of all your mental structure, your belief system, your way of thinking, your ways of looking at life. All of a sudden, all of that falls apart, which is very much related to the deconstruction of the ego self, of the self-identity. And so when we go through an awakening, all of this is happening at once. And it might be overwhelming. In my case, 10 years ago, I had no fucking clue what was going on. I just suddenly felt very different. To be honest, I remember saying, because at that time I wrote a lot, and I remember saying that it feels like I'm coming out of a very, very long coma. It felt so sudden. From one day to the other, my life was completely different. Or the way I was experiencing life anyway. Because in reality, everything is still the same around you, but for some reason, you experience everything differently. So what can be an indication that you are going through such a transformation? Well, for instance, you might have started questioning a lot of things in your life. All of a sudden, you might be feeling like, oh, hang on, is there more to this? Or is this really it? And for some reason, you're like questioning your job, questioning your relationships, questioning, I don't know, where you live, what you're doing with your life. And I mean, quite often society will say, oh, it's just a midlife crisis. But I believe that these are forms of awakening. Something within you is waking up. And this can be quite overwhelming and disturbing because you've been living your life for so many years doing, the same things, believing the same things, and being with the same kind of people and being the same kind of person, so to speak. And all of a sudden, all of this is just going out the window. And it's like, what the fuck? What is going on? And so if you are in this situation where you are not familiar with any of this, the things that you might be experiencing at the moment, and that might be indication that you're going through an awakening, are what I said before: questioning a lot of things in your life, or all of a sudden feeling very vibrant, energized, joyful. You might also feel like everything is very clear all of a sudden in your life, like you understand why you are here at this point in time in your life, what led you to this moment. You have a sense of what's coming up, and there is a lot of love all of a sudden within you, and not the kind of love we usually think of as in conditioned. It's more of an expansive kind of love that fills in your entire being and that's with you all the time. And these are some of the amazing effects an awakening can have on someone. There might also be some sensations in the body and also some overwhelming effects, such as a flow of information, or it feels like you are thinking a lot. There's a lot of information coming through, and you might feel restless at night. You feel so energized that you can't sleep, and you might also have some physical sensations, headaches, or even physical pains in the body when it's really strong and the energy that's coming through is coming through at a very rapid pace. You can have great physical discomfort. I know that for myself, so after feeling super energized, and I remember even thinking, oh my gosh, this must be what it's like when you're on ecstasy or something. And after feeling like super high, so almost electrified, my body completely shut down. So it was so intense. So I went really high, and then it's just, everything was brought back down all of a sudden, which can be a bit frustrating, and like you might be wondering what the fuck is going on. I was feeling so amazing. The way I look at it is, one, it was a good thing in the sense that it brought me back down to earth. And second, it was also the body's way of saying, whoa, this is too much. Like, parts of my being were obviously not ready to go this high, this quick. And so it shut down very abruptly. And so for me, when the body is trying to communicate, it happens in the lower back at the sacroiliac joint, so L5S1. And at that time, I could literally not do anything anymore. I was 29 and I was feeling like I was 99-year-old. I could not pick up my handbag, I could not go to work, I couldn't do anything. So just know that this is also a possible after effect of a very sudden awakening of what we call kundalini energy. It will pass. That's the main takeaway of this video. These very strong effects will eventually pass. You will keep the joyful, vibrant, loving energy in the background, but the physical effects will eventually fade away, like the discomfort will fade away. So bear with it for a moment. I know it can be very uncomfortable. Just know that it is part of that process. So just to wrap this up, an awakening can be described as you being cracked open and having consciousness coming through and expressing itself through you. It might be overwhelming at first. You might feel very energized, very high, and like you want to question everything in your life as it currently is. And it might also feel uncomfortable physically. Just know that these high intensity effects will eventually fade away. What you are experiencing is part of what we call an awakening process. You are not weird, you are not alone, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until I see you next, have a great day, and remember, I see you. Much love.